Hey, everybody, this is Brian Easton coming to you live for the first time ever over YouTube. This is just kind of an experiment for me, kind of the next step in navigating the channels of social media. And as part of that experiment, I decided I just want to take a minute for to better introduce myself to those of you who may have seen my Whiskey with a Werewolf Hunter episodes, but not really understood who I was or where I was coming from. So, to that end, I am the author of the Autobiography of a Werewolf Hunter series, which at this point consists of 4 books. The original trilogy, which this is the first one, which is Autobiography of a Werewolf Hunter. Nice glare there. The second, which is Heart of Scars. The last book of the original trilogy, which is The Lineage. And then the first book of the new prequel series, which is the Winter Fox Journals. And this is book 1 of the Winter Fox Journals. So these 3 books are written, the first 3 books are written from the point of view of Sylvester James, who is the main character, the werewolf hunter. They follow his life and his vendetta against the beast, that is the werewolf, through roughly the first 40 years of his life. Now, what separates this character from others out there who are thinning the ranks of the supernatural is number one, Sylvester is only a human being. He's not a fallen angel or some hybrid alien. He's not a vampire, and he's certainly not a werewolf hunting other werewolves. He's flesh and blood with feet of clay and completely mortal human being. Now, he is a bit of an old school tough guy, though, and not above fighting dirty or taking lives, just the way he was raised, I guess. He got a soft spot for derelicts and the abused of the world, but that's where his nice guy tendencies pretty much sort of drop off sharp. Sylvester, or SLJ as we call him, is orphaned when a werewolf murders his father while they're in the woods together. And he comes of age in the wilds of the Canadian Rockies in the mid-1960s under the tutelage of Michael Winterfox, who is the only known remnant of a sacred order of Cheyenne dogman or dog soldier. So SLJ is taught to revere the spirits of the earth and the sky and the deep. And as a young man, he makes pacts with his totem animals, the great horned owl and the rattlesnake, and he pledges to the sun dance, he smokes his prayers, and he follows the path of his warriors, of his mentor's warrior society. He learns to hunt and fight and kill in ways that the world has all but forgotten. Now he takes those skills to Vietnam as a United States Marine. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about the 1960s is where the story begins. So when he's about 18 years old, he crosses the border into the United States and enlists as a United States Marine. Goes to Vietnam, where he sharpens his skills in the fires of war. He returns to Canada, puts his tracking abilities to use as a private contractor, and in the course of pursuing his adversary, the wolf, he is convicted of multiple homicide and sentenced to prison as just another killer. Now, these experiences and the ones that come after his conditional pardon and release from prison are not lost on him. SLJ is not a Superman. He bleeds, his bones break, as does his heart, which he learns too late is one of the beast's favorite targets. So his heart takes just as much damage, and it's this emotional trauma that takes the most toll on the character. It hardens his conscience and it hardens his resolve, makes him more callous towards harming others and even taking the lives of others other than his intended prey. And we basically watch the man devolve over the course of years until he exemplifies Friedrich Nietzsche's famous warning: whoever fights with monsters should take care that in the process he does not become a monster. And when you look long into the abyss also looks into you. You can find my books on Amazon, of course, Barnes & Noble. But if you want to find out more about it, I suggest you visit my website at www.werewolfhunter.com. And there's all kinds of reviews and interviews there, other stuff to look at. Whiskey with a Werewolf Hunter will be back next week. And we're going to be getting into some new stuff, as well as continuing our discussion of the classic movie monsters and the basic fears they embody to mankind. And we're going to start going over the Code of the Monster Hunter next week. This and more, so be sure to subscribe below so you won't miss it. I'll see you then.